Hey, SKOL Nation. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? This is your boy, the ultimate Vikings diehard, back with another pulse-pounding episode of Vikings News, where we bleed purple and gold every single day. Imagine this. Our Minnesota Vikings just pulled off a slick trade that sent shockwaves through the league, shipping out QB Sam Howell to those green-wearing Eagles in Philly. But hold up, because right on the heels of that deal, the Eagles just cut loose a familiar face from our Vikings past, and it might just open the door for a homecoming that gets my heart racing. Stick with me through this wild ride of 15 scenes, because by the end, you'll be yelling SKOL louder than US Bank Stadium on game day. Who's ready to dive into the drama? Back in the summer heat of August 2025, as the preseason buzz was hitting fever pitch, the Vikings were wheeling and dealing like pros. We traded Sam Howell, that young gun we snagged from Seattle during draft weekend, straight to the Philadelphia Eagles. In return, a shiny 2026 fifth-round pick and a 2027 seventh-rounder, upgrading our draft capital like it's nothing. Howell had shown flashes in camp, completing 12 of 18 passes for 118 yards in the preseason. But let's be real, folks. With J.J. McCarthy gearing up for his big return after that meniscus setback last year, we needed a vet in the QB room. Enter Carson Wentz, the former Eagle himself, signing on as our new backup. What a plot twist. That trade wasn't just about picks and backups. It directly lit the fuse on the Cine saga. You see, to make room for Howell on their roster, the Eagles had to swing the axe, and the unlucky soul was none other than Cine, our former first-round stud from the 2022 draft. Cine, that Georgia Bulldog beast with the 4.37 speed, had flashed brilliance in their preseason finale against the Jets. A diving interception that had fans buzzing. But boom, injury struck right after, leaving him on crutches and waived with an injury designation on August 24th. He cleared waivers, landed on IR, and now, just weeks later, the Eagles are cutting ties for good. Coincidence? Or karma from messing with Vikings territory? Cine's journey with us Vikings was a roller coaster from day one, and as a fan, it still stings like that playoff loss to the Rams. Selected 32nd overall in 22, this 6'2" safety was supposed to be our shutdown artist, a third-team All-American who locked down Georgia's secondary. But rookie year? Just 3 games, 11 tackles before injuries piled up. Then 23, he battled back for 7 games, showing that athletic fire with 22 stops. We poured $11.5 million into him, including a $5.50 mil signing bonus, betting on that upside. By 2024, though, it was clear the magic wasn't clicking. He suited up once for the Bills after we let him go. Signing with Philly in January 25 off their practice squad felt like a fresh start. But now, waived off IR on September 15th. SKOL fans, does this scream redemption arc? Let's break down that interception moment, because if you're like me, you live for those highlight reel plays that remind us why we fell in love with the guy. Picture it. Preseason finale, lights blazing at MetLife, Cine patrolling the back end like a hawk. The Jets QB heaves one downfield, and bam, Lewis launches, full extension, snagging it mid-dive like it's a Lombardi trophy. The crowd erupts, even the Philly faithful give a nod. Stats don't lie. That pick was his first since college, a spark that screamed, "I'm back." But then the hobble, the crutches, the IR list. It was the first cut after the trade announcement, per Eagles Wire's Glenn Irby. Hey, Vikings fam, what if that play was a sign he was peaking just as we traded away our leverage? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Zooming out to the bigger picture, this waiver hits different for Vikings Nation because Cine's story is woven into our purple fabric. After his release from us in August 24, he bounced to Buffalo's practice squad, grinding through that lone 24 game with 0 stats but all the heart. Then Philly scooped him up pre-wild card, adding secondary depth that almost paid off. But now, with the 2025 season in full swing, Week 2 just wrapped, and our boys are looking sharp under O'Connell. This move feels like the league's way of looping back. Irby nailed it. Waving him off IR means he's healthy, ready to ball. Could he latch on elsewhere or, dare I say, return to Minnesota? We've got holes in the safety spot behind Harrison Smith. Byron Murphy Jr. is solid. But depth? That's where Cine's speed could shine. As we chew on this, Let's not forget the ripple effects of that Vikings-Eagles swap. Howell's headed to Philly as insurance for Jalen Hurts, especially with Tanner McKee nursing a finger boo-boo. The kid's got arm talent, 73% completion in those 23 games against the Eagles, 687 yards, 5 TDs, but struggled in our camp with that one pick in the finale. Trading him upgraded us to Wentz, a 9-year vet who spun the ball in our scheme before with the Rams. And those picks, a 5th instead of a 6th is straight value per the Athletics trade grades, B+ for us, solid insurance for them. But tying it to Cine, that trade forced their hand, and now our ex-prodigy's free. Cozy, right? What do you think, SKOL Squad? Did we indirectly spring Lewis loose? Diving deeper into Cine's stats because numbers don't lie, and as a stats nerd in Vikings purple, I geek out on this stuff. Over 3 seasons, 11 games total, 33 tackles, that 1 INT from preseason, 0 picks in regulars. Rookie year, 11 stops in 3 outings. Sophomore, 22 in 7, showing growth before the injury bug bit again. His Georgia tape? Untouchable, led the Dogs to that natty in 21 with lockdown coverage. But NFL reality? Tough sledding post-draft hype. Released by us last summer, he fought back via Bills PS. Then Eagles. Now waived outright. Per NFL trade rumors, at 25 he's prime for a bounce back. Question for you. If Cine signs with a contender, does it burn or motivate us more? Envisioning the what-ifs here gets my blood pumping, because Vikings fans, we're dreamers at heart, chasing that Super Bowl glory since '98. What if Cine had stayed purple? That 5th-year option we could have picked up in 25. $3.8 mil fully guaranteed. Might have locked him in. Instead, injuries derailed and we moved on. But now, with him healthy and waived, whispers of a return swirl like a Minnesota blizzard. Our secondary's thin. Smith's aging like fine wine at 36. Cameron Bynum's versatile. But we need that rangy safety. Cine's 4.37 wheels could pair perfectly with our zone looks. Hey, chat. Would you welcome Lewis back with open arms? Or is it time to cut bait for good? Shifting gears to the trade's underbelly, because every deal has its shady corners, and I love peeling them back for you. The Vikings sent Howell packing right after he sat out our preseason finale. Smart timing, avoiding any last-minute drama. In exchange, we flipped that 6th for a 5th, recouping value lost in the Harrison Phillips deal to the Jets. Wentz? Dude visited Saturday, signed Sunday, lightning fast. He's bounced from Philly, MVP 17, Indy, Chicago, Washington, Louisiana, KC, but his arm fits O'Connell's RPO-heavy attack. Howell to Eagles, covers McKee's injury, bumps Kyle McCord to QB3. Per ESPN, it's Howell's 3rd trade since 22, wild ride for a 5th-rounder. But back to Cine. His waiver timing screams trade fallout. Fate? Cine's injury timeline is a gut-punch reminder of football's brutality, and as a fan who's seen too many purple dreams dashed, it hits home. That diving INT? August 22nd, MetLife, 3rd preseason game. Pure poetry until the aftermath. Crutches postgame, wave 24th with injury tag, unclaimed to IR. Weeks of rehab, whispers of settlement, and poof. September 15th waiver off IR. Glenn Irby on Eagles Wire called it a sign he's healthy and ready to sign elsewhere. At 25, with that UGA pedigree, teams will circle. But for us Vikings, this poetic justice, we traded Howell, they cut our guy. SKOL irony at its finest. Fans, what's your take on injuries like this? Curses or character builders? Layering in the Vikings 2025 vibe, because this news doesn't exist in a vacuum, and our season's off to a roaring start. J.J. McCarthy's back, slinging it crisp in Week 1 to 200 yards, 2 TDs against the Giants. Wentz as backup? Stability City. Our D-line's ferocious post-Phillips trade, and now Cine's free agency stirs the secondary pot. We've got 2-0 dreams, but depth matters in the grind. Cine's stats pale, 33 tackles in 11 games, but his traits scream potential. 200-pound frame, ball skills. If he signs with a rival like Green Bay, heartbreak. But imagine him in purple again, mentoring the young guns. Who's with me on petitioning Kwesi for a look? The fan angle here is gold because Vikings Nation, you're the heartbeat of this script, and I feel your pulse through every comment. Remember when we drafted Cine? Hype train full steam. He's our Ed Reed. Then injuries release Bills limbo. Now Eagles dump him post our trade. It's like the football gods winking at us. Social media's buzzing. Hashtag BringBackCine trending lightly on X. Persei.com. It's a quiet cut, but loaded for ex-first-rounders. What if he lands with the Lions? Nightmare fuel. Or Chiefs. Salt in the wound. But hey, drop below. Where do you see Lewis signing next, and would you root for him in purple? Teasing the possibilities because suspense is our jam in Vikings news. Picture Cine suiting up week 3, healthy as ever, picking off a pass for his new squad. But what if that squads us? Kwesi Adofo-Mensah loves value hunts. Waiving him means no settlement strings. Our cap's flexible post-Howell deal. $2 million saved or so. Pair him with Theo Jackson for depth. Depth chart. Smith, Bynum, Cine versatile trio. Stats back it. His 23 PFF grade hit 68.3 in coverage. Top 40 among safeties. Eagles got desperate post-trade, we got smarter. SKOL fans, hit me, yes or no on reunion. Wrapping the trade's legacy. 'Cause it's more than picks. It's positioning for our purple push. Howell's 18 starts elsewhere. Useful for Philly's opener crunch. But for us, upgrading to Wentz's 70-plus games? Clutch. That 5th rounder? Targets like a speedy WR to feed McCarthy. Cine's waiver? Collateral bonus. Per NFL.com. It's his full exit from Philly. No PS return likely. At 25, league's young. He could claim a spot on Miami, Baltimore, teams needing speed. But Minnesota? Home sweet home. Question time. If Cine calls, do we answer? Cine's college glory deserves a shout-out, fueling that what could be fire in every Vikings heart. At Georgia, 2-year starter, 21 natty hero, 3 INTs, 52 tackles, all SEC nods. That 4.3740? Blazed combined trails. Drafted for our rebuild, but injuries stole the shine. Post-Vikings, 0 snaps in 24 Bills game, but grit got him to Eagles PS. Then active roster bump pre-playoffs. Now free. Irby speculates sign elsewhere. Agreed. But where? Fans, envision him balling out. Do his Georgia roots make him a Bulldog for life? Or Vikings lifer in waiting? As we hit the home stretch of this Cine whirlwind, let's hype the homecoming hype. Because SKOL Nation, dreams die hard in Minnesota. Waiver means 24-hour claim window. If clear, free agency frenzy. Our need? Obvious. Safety depth for 17 games plus playoffs. Wentz bolsters offense. Cine could fortify D. Trade math. 5th, 6th plus that 7th recoup. Howell's intangibles to Philly? Their gain, our calculated loss. But Lewis? Our unfinished symphony. Chat. Sound off. Petition for Cine's return. Yay or nay? And there you have it, Purple Warriors, the full saga of trades, waivers, and Vikings what-ifs that's got me fired up like game-winning FG. From Howell's highway to Wentz's wisdom, to Cine's crossroads. It's all fuel for our 2025 fire. We've got the pieces. Now let's watch him click. What's your hottest take from this? Drop it below. Smash that like if your team reunion. Subscribe for more Vikings news breakdowns, and share with your fellow SKOL mates. Until next time, SKOL Vikings.